guys, if you could all please turn your cameras on so I can see your faces, even if you're doing housework, driving, whatever. If you guys have really taken the time out to be here today to listen to us, I would really love to see all your faces. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amazing, guys. Hey, Ricky, Christina, Michelle, Hope, Jess, Catherine, Kylie, Kalinda, Nathan. What's up, legend? Deb, Kim, beautiful guys. Jay, amazing guys. So I want to first off celebrate you guys for being here on a Sunday. You could be anywhere literally right now. You could be at church. You could be with your family. You could be just doing something fun, but you're here, which tells me that you guys are committed. You're not just interested. And that's a big thing when it comes to people who create success, who create that cash flow, compared to the people who are just interested, right? So, first of all, I would love for you guys to play all out with me, okay? In the comment box, can you guys please drop in this morning where you guys are all tuning in from? Melbourne. Amazing. What's so cool about this is working online and connecting online, we can reach people all over the globe. South Australia, Bendigo, North Carolina, USA. That is commitment, Christina. Yes. Amazing. How cool is that, guys? Perfect. So, first of all, I want to know who here is ready to learn how to create the kind of cash flow that doesn't require you to trade all your time for money. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're that person. I should see 1. Yes, we're playing all out today. Amazing. And who can get excited about what goals you guys could actually tick off and plans you could create with the cash flow you make instead of putting it towards more bills? Drop a 2 if that excites you. 2s. All the 2s coming in. Amazing. I want you guys to imagine creating a lifestyle that allows you to plan your day as you please and create cash flow from businesses and investments that excite you. Drop a 3 if you guys would really love that. Yes, Ricky, boom. Amazing. You guys are playing full out. That is what we want. So my name's Amber, guys. This is the Power of Cash Flow Masterclass. And you guys are going to be learning the mindset, the model, and the money moves that myself, Rosetta, and Denise have made to become not only the top 3% in our company, but what we have decided to do with the cash flow from it. All right. Now, before we begin, I just want to give you guys a little insight. So we're going to share the screen and share something with you.
And then one day, just like that, we shut our eyes for the last time. And that would be it. Game over. And there's a pretty good chance that there's nothing after that. No do-overs, no second chances. Just nothing. You cease to be. Now imagine you knew that was coming and you had a couple minutes before you closed your eyes. Do you think you'd look back happy, knowing that you spent years doing a job you hate, or that you stayed in an environment that wasn't right for you, or that you didn't travel to that country you always wanted to visit because saving a few $100s was the sensible thing to do? Do you think you'd be proud that you held a grudge for so long and now you can't make it right? Or proud that you were always too busy to answer the phone to your parents? Or that you never told the person how you truly feel? And do you think you'd look back happy knowing that you never truly chased your dreams because you were too scared? We have one shot in this life, and yet we're still scared to truly live. But the odds of you being born are 1 in 400 trillion. But the odds of death? Certain. Yet we treat life like the certainty. Tomorrow always comes, right? Wrong. So quit that job you hate, book that flight, post that content, or give life to that art.
Every time I watch that video, I get goosebumps. It's actually insane. Who else really felt something when watching that video? Now, that video really means a lot to me because this is how I live my life. I know that tomorrow's not guaranteed. So for me, I want to do everything possible I can to really experience this life. And that includes not just being able to live my life how I want to design it, but also hang around the people that really make me happy, that inspire me, do things that maybe I was scared to do, but I've always wanted to do. And for Rosetta, myself, and Denise, we want to be your permission slip that you can do that as well. So let's get straight into it. You guys are all here because you heard the power of cash flow, which is a really powerful title. Now, for me, myself, would it be okay if I could share a little bit about my story? Drop a 1 in the comments if that's okay. Amazing. Thank you, guys. And for those of you who have come around and watched might be the second time or the third time that you're watching this masterclass, I really want you guys to lean into why are you here again, right? This pool is here for a reason. Now, for me personally, I actually started this business the second time that I inquired about it. The first time I heard what it was and I was so shut off. I was not open-minded. I was like, nah, don't worry about it. I'll just keep watching you do your thing. And I kept watching, like some of you may have been doing. And I watched this person make the money, create the success. Then I started seeing other people that had started saying yes, do the same thing. And I was like, I'm missing out. The longer I wait, the more I'm going to miss out on what this could do for me. So my second time inquiring, I actually reached out to my mentor because she had been posting things on social media, sharing this business opportunity and how it could help people. How many of you guys are on this masterclass today because you saw someone post something and you thought maybe this could help me with my life, with my problems that I have right now? Now, I know when I went on here, my biggest problem was that I didn't have any cash flow. Myself and my fiance Brody, we were running a traditional business, traveling all around Australia, living a lifestyle that most people don't get to live, and we were really loving it. But then, of course, the pandemic hit, and guess what happened? So, of course, we lost all our income. And for me, I was like, I knew I didn't want to go back to a 9 to 5. Once you guys start experiencing something that you could, that feels really good and you're living in alignment, when that gets taken away from you, there's no way you want to go backwards. So for some of you guys, that might look like maybe you got a promotion. Maybe you started living in a nicer area. Maybe you got given something that you've never had before. And now that you have it, you don't want anything else. You don't want anything less. And so for me, I knew that going back to a 9 to 5 was not going to pay the bills. I knew that going back to a 9 to 5 capped me on so much I could make that I wouldn't even be able to cover our weekly expenses. So I was really looking for something that could truly replace the kind of money that we were making to sustain the lifestyle that we had. So many people, what they do when they come to a point in their lives where they feel stuck, they will revert to going backwards. They will revert for settling for something that keeps them miserable, still doesn't get them anywhere. And the one thing that can separate you from being that person is an act of courage, is the act of taking action, right? That's what most people miss. So for me, I took action. I got on a masterclass, which is where you guys are at now. I fell in love with the compensation plan, and I could see how I could make the type of money that could support not only the lifestyle that we had, but the lifestyle that we wanted. Now, a few years later, I was able to not only build New Zealand's biggest collective alongside 3 other women, but during 2021, my fiance suffered a head injury. And once again, our cash flow from our traditional business stopped because me and him were the main income earners. What happened, which was really solidified for him that this could work, was that I had my biggest cash flow month. I made about $13,000 that month and I was offline. And my little online business supported us to pay bills that needed to be paid that month when we had no income coming in. Now imagine that. Imagine right now, if you were the main income earner, if you got hurt, who would be paying the bills? Would your partner or wife or someone have to go and work extra hours? How would they feel knowing that they wanted to be home supporting you, or vice versa, if your husband or wife was in that position? It puts so much stress on you as a family. So for me, I was like, we got to experience that. What most people do is they'll wait till shit hits the fan. They'll wait till they have no job. They'll wait till they get fired and then they go looking for a solution. Imagine if today you guys started creating your cash flow solution so that when anything like that were to happen, you would have something there to support you. Drop a 1 if you really understand the power of that type of cash flow. Yes, amazing, Jane. So one of the first ever books that I listened to was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you guys haven't heard of that book, I highly recommend you guys read it or listen to it. It's by Robert Kiyosaki, and he has really changed the game for a lot of people when it comes to entrepreneurship. He built this cash flow quadrant, and with this cash flow quadrant, I've applied it to many things in my life that have supported me to create more cash flow. So right now, there is 4 types of ways that you can earn cash. So it would be either an employee working in a job. It would be self-employed, where maybe you have a small business. It would be being a business owner where you own like a large company, but you probably have a few staff members. And then I is like an investor. And most people will sit in the E&S quadrant, which is an employee or a self-employed person. And there's a small amount of people who are in the business owner segment side and the investor side, and that's actually where most of the wealth is built. So right now, when you look at this cash flow quadrant, where would you say you sit? Would you say that you sit on the employee side, the self-employed, business owner, or investor? Yep, W at present. Where's the W, Michelle? E, great. So now that you guys can recognize where you are, where do you want to move to? You want to move to the other side, right? Because right now, an employee, you're trading your time for money right now. If you don't go to work, you don't earn money. If you're self-employed, you're still trading your time for money. So for example, I gave, the story of Brody and I. We were working in our businesses. When our business got shut down, we couldn't work, we couldn't make money. If you're a business owner and you have employees working for you, you get your time back and the employees can work for you. Same with being an investor. You can put your money into investments and you can have it grow for you. Perfect. So for me personally, how I moved over to being more on the right-hand side was I did quite a few things that I'd love for you guys to jot down, okay? So the first thing was I learned how to manage my money. So many people are scared to even look at their bank account. And it is one of the most disempowering things that you can do if you want to set yourself up for wealth. So how I managed my money was I started doing budgets. I started looking at my bank account and seeing what things could cut. How many of you guys have subscriptions for Netflix or things that you don't even use anymore? Once I started doing that, I could see how much money I had per week. Then I started actually looking at what debts do I need to pay off first? And once I worked out what debts I needed to pay, then I started thinking about, now that I have this extra money that I can clearly see I have, what things do I want to actually achieve? What things do I want to buy? So some of you guys right now, if you're in a place where you're literally just getting by and you're in survival mode, and you probably aren't looking at your bank account, you are living week to week, and you're not actually going to allow yourself to get ahead. So doing those really small, simple things that don't cost you guys any money to do will not only empower you guys to move towards the right side, but then once you figure out, okay, this is what I want to achieve. Do you guys want to buy a house? Do you want to pay off your debt? Do you want to go on a holiday? You can start looking at how much money do I have per week to put towards that, and then work out a plan. If it costs me this much money to have this thing, there is this much of a gap that I need to make. How am I going to do it? And this is part of the solution that we're sharing with you guys today to fill that gap. Cool? Amazing. So what does your dream life look like? I've told you guys a little bit about what I've been able to create, but I really want you guys to think about this for yourself. If there were no limitations, no financial stress, no time restrictions, what would you actually be doing with your life? I want you guys to drop it in the comments so I can see. Would you guys be going on a holiday, traveling full time? Would you be staying at home, spending time with your kids instead of sending them to a daycare for someone else to look after them? Would you be building other businesses? Would you be, a lot of people here are traveling. Okay, cool. What about just simply waking up when you want, planning your day how you want? More self-care, more time at home with the family. Love that. Traveling around Australia, building a house. Perfect. Write these things down in a place where it's one thing to write it down in the chat box here, but writing it down somewhere for you guys to look at and actually work towards achieving is something completely different. So what I want you guys to do right now is, we'll go to the next slide actually, sorry, Rose. What is the price tag on your dream life? So now that you guys have shared with me, think about all of those things, including even investments, giving back. Because sometimes when you're in survival mode, all you're thinking about is paying off that bill the next week. What we want to do today is really expand your minds. We want you guys to think bigger. So if you had all the money in the world, the cash flow coming in, living your dream life, what would you actually put your money towards? Like traveling's one thing, right? But that's so broad. Like, really get specific on it. What's the difference between a $10,000 month and a $50,000 month, right? It's your mindset, it's your skills. And that's what we teach you in this space. Is it possible to make that with what you're earning now? Most likely not. And that's why you guys are here today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to encourage you guys, if you guys brought a pen and paper, to get really clear on what it is that you want. And this is really important psychologically, guys, because if you're here and you're like, oh yeah, if I had the money, I would travel. If I had the time, maybe I'd do this. That's not actually setting in stone for you guys what you actually want to have in your future. If maybes is not the type of person who shows up on a Sunday to watch this masterclass. So when you guys said that you play full out, you guys said you were committed. Get really, really specific on this. I'm going to play a song for just a couple of minutes so you guys can actually write it down. What would you be seeing? How would you, what do you smell? Uh, who are you with, right? Really paint that. Would you be sipping on a coffee, looking out your window to hills? Would you be at the beach? All right, 2 minutes, and I want you guys, and we'll after that, I'll get like one person to share. Okay. Um, hopefully this works.
Kids in the backyard, playing astronauts and rock stars. No one told us to stop it. Call us unrealistic.
Empower your students to be more.
Sorry, guys. I think you should hang on 2 seconds.
Realistic. And suddenly you're 18. Go to college for your plan B. What you want is too risky. Live for weekends and whiskey. We all got these big ideas. One day they're replaced with fear. How did we get here? Darling, don't quit your daydream. It's your life.
Okay, I think maybe something to do with YouTube and Zoom. But anyway, guys, keep going. One more minute. Perfect. Okay. Can you drop a 1 if you guys are finished? Amazing. Perfect. So Jess, because you went first, I would love for you to come off mute, babe. And this is the thing, right? You're not going to write your whole dream life story within 2 minutes, but I'd love for you just to share what you've written and shared so far.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so my dream day would be waking up on my dream property. It's 50 acres, it's bush. I look out the window and there's kangaroos and noisy magpies and my horse is eating grass out there and misty, foggy morning. I can smell freshly brewed coffee. My partner's there. Um, I'm just about to work on planning my next overseas trip. I've got to catch up with a friend, going to the beach and having lunch later in the day. And I can just give generously to any causes that mean something to me.
Amazing. That is such a beautiful dream life. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Jess. And this is the thing, guys. You're now operating not from a place of survival, but from a place of opportunity. And this, what we have discovered with what we're sharing with you guys today, the business model that we have, can really support you guys in achieving these things that you desire, right? Beautiful. And I'd really encourage you guys after this masterclass to sit with it. If you journal, like really sit with what it is that you want, because it all starts in the mind, and what you create in here, you can hold it in your hand. It is very, very true, but you have to think of it first. So I really wanted to take you guys from a place of survival to a place of opportunity to get you to think about what would you actually do if you had the cash flow, right? So next slide. What if you didn't though? There's two types of people right now after this masterclass. There's the people that will decide they're not going to take any action. They're not going to do anything with their life. And they'll keep repeating the same cycle, sleep, eat, repeat every year, showing up to the same masterclasses, probably buying all these courses, never doing anything with it, constantly trying to find what it is that is going to be the thing that actually gets in the life that they desire. Or there's going to be the people that see the vision for themselves, can understand how this opportunity can really support them, and they will take action. Which one are you guys going to be? Now, you have 3 amazing mentors on here right now who have supported hundreds of people to work towards the life that they desire, unlock things in their heart, in their mind that they can achieve. And having someone, a mentor, plus having a business model is not something you will regularly get. I know for me, being a traditional business owner, before I started in this space, I was trying everything, trying to see what works, trading all my time. I didn't have guidance. I didn't have anyone there to be like, don't do that. Tried that for 2 years. It didn't work. So what would the alternative be? Because you can always go back to the life that wasn't working for you, right? Taking the courage today to take the action to do something different can lead you in a whole different direction. So, next slide. Perfect. What I'm going to do is I am now going to hand it over to an incredible woman who I'm very inspired by. She started building this business in her 50s, right? She didn't say, no, I'm too old, my dream's stopping now. She went, this is the time for me to start creating a life that I desire. And she has absolutely done that. Not only has she supported hundreds of women to get started in their journey, their own journey, she has spoken on stages across Australia. She has created her own 2-day event, having over 150 people attend. And now she is going over to the USA and speaking on a panel with some of the most successful coaches and mentors in this space. People like Daniel G, who has over 1 million followers, and the likes of some people like Ray Higdon, who is a coach and has made his way to the top 1% in his own company. So this woman, she is so wise, she is so talented, and I'm so grateful to introduce her. So I'm going to hand it over to the beautiful Denise.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for being here today. You know, when you're actually speaking about the next person that was coming on, you dropped the bomb when you said 50, and I'm a little bit older than Rose, so obviously it's not her. So it's definitely me, everyone. But you know, that first section was really good, Amber, and it really makes you think, because a lot of times, you know, our lives are so busy that we don't actually stop to think of the things that we really want. And I jump on calls all the time, especially with ladies around my age, and they tell you what they don't want, but they don't tell you what they do want because they don't know. They don't know what's out there for them. And that's what I love about going through that process of journaling and writing it all down and really getting clear on your vision for you, because everyone's vision is different. You know, freedom for people is very different. Freedom could be not having to go to work anymore. not necessarily traveling the world and having the extravagant life. It could be just chilling out on a Monday morning, having a coffee, looking out the window and not having to race off to work. So I love that. So I'm here today, everybody. Thank you so much for being here on a Sunday to introduce you to the company that we have aligned ourselves with. Of course, it is Enagic. You can see that the company's been around for 50 years. We've got thousands of testimonies giving back to, all backed by science. Our company is the only company that actually has the certificate of medical grade equipment. So in the water ionizer industry, we're not a filter, we are an ionizer. There's a big difference. Leader in the manufacturing medical grade, which is, I've just said that, we've used it in homes, businesses, hospitals all around the world. I actually stumbled across an old video on YouTube from 1991, I think it was, and it was an Enagic video of them in the Japanese hospital and how they're actually treating people that have got diabetes and getting them to drink the water, because it's amazing for people that are suffering with diabetes, but also treating their wounds with spraying the water on their wounds to help with healing. So it's just an incredible video. It blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. The product lasts over 30 years. I've got one in my kitchen. I love it. I'm the biggest water snob. I will not drink anything else. And water is obviously the fountain of youth. We need water. And it replaces toxins, chemicals, household products, and you're going to be saving thousands of dollars because this little machine has got, so many different uses. You can have a toxic-free home. So this is our K8. This is our flagship product. It's not very big. It only weighs 5 kilos and is literally maybe a little bit bigger than a toaster. So, I've just got mine sitting on the sink. It hooks up to your main faucet. As I said, some people like to put it in their laundry. Some people have got those, what are those little cupboards in their kitchen? I can't remember what they're called, but you can put them in there. And then, you can have them on your sink. I have traveled the world with my machine. I won't drink anything else. We've taken them to Japan. I've taken it to Vegas, to Canada. And I've literally bought all my children one of these machines because every time I go and visit, I want to make sure that I've got the best water when I get there. So they've got them as well. So we believe it's going to be the next kitchen appliance that every home is needing. So the water is like it's hydrogen-rich drinking water through the process of electrolysis. It creates acidic and alkalized water with 7 different levels of custom pHs. So it goes from 2.5 all the way up to 9.5. It's got 68 different uses. You can actually clean your whole home with this. You can actually clean all the chemicals and the pesticides off your fruits and your vegetables. We're not supposed to eat that. We're not supposed to have that as humans. And when you're soaking your fruits and vegetables, because 11.5 breaks down oils and grease, you'll actually see all the yuck come off your fruit and vegetables. Your water turns like a yellowy, greeny color. It's absolutely gross. So yes, it's it's an amazing little product. I also use it as a spray on my clothes as a stain remover. It's got so many different uses. You can clean the toilet, the bathroom. It's great for gargling with when you've got a sore throat. I mean, it's endless. It's endless. We've got a whole list of things that this machine will be used for. So then we go on to our, your tap water. What are you drinking? And there's so many different people that have different machines. So if you've got water that's sitting on your bench, say you've got a reverse osmosis, yes, that is great, but it's dead water, and reverse osmosis actually takes the minerals out of the water. We actually need minerals for our body. So I know people that have them, but then they add minerals to it and it doesn't make sense. So, tap water is full of chemicals and drugs, hormones, painkillers, odors and sediment, rust, chlorine. If you can see this picture, that is actually one of a picture of a pipe. That's where your water's coming through. Now, also, I worked in the industry. So I've been in network marketing myself for over 30 years. I was with one company for 26 years, and then obviously I'm here with Enagic. But I also went back to work, and I was working in disability and aged care, which is where I found this business model. I turned 50 and I just had to make some changes in my life. I just wanted more. I wanted more time, more freedom, and, all of the things. Now, obviously, this machine was the thing that was, I saw this and I was like, oh my God, this is a no-brainer. Like, it's an incredible little machine. But if there's anybody on here that wears a tinfoil hat, fluoride. Let me tell you about fluoride. Fluoride's in our water. You can actually, I don't know whether you realize this, but fluoride actually calcifies your third eye, which is your thoughts, which is your brain thoughts. And also fluoride, if you boil it, so if you're boiling tap water, it activates it by 10 times. So that's pretty scary when you think about that. When I was working in aged care, I saw many a nurse flush medications down the toilet. Like, it's crazy. And what's happening is it's all filtering through and then we're drinking it. So we don't really know what we're drinking. The government are not telling us what we're drinking. So it's full of heavy metals, lead, mercury, arsenic, and carcinogenics. Like, you really have to think about the water that you're drinking and also looking at pH. If you're drinking tank water, I know lots of farmers are on tank water, or, farms have their tank water. Tank water is so acidic that it's making you sick. Rainwater, we don't know what they're spraying in the sky anymore. That's my tinfoil hat. We don't know what they're spraying in the sky anymore. It's falling on a tin roof. You're drinking that. There could be dead animals up there. Who knows what's up there? Bird poo, the whole thing, possum poo. Tank water is not good either. So have a think about the water that you're actually drinking. So chemicals, again, it's got contaminants in your water, which are leading towards cancer, brain and nervous system damage, neurological disorders, gastroenteritis, reproductive, and dehydration. I see so many people drinking lots and lots and lots of water, but they're still dehydrated. They say we need to drink at least 30, that we need to drink 3 litres of water a day, 2 to 3 litres of water a day. Sometimes it's hard in the cold, but just warm your water up and you can drink it. So one of the other products I love is a mineral spa. So if you're drinking really good water, why would you be showering bad water? So the Anespa is one of our other products. It actually removes the chlorine from the water. So I know lots of people, they say they turn the tap on and once the heat hits it, the smell of chlorine is just disgusting and takes your breath away. Our body actually absorbs 1.5 litres every shower. So if you're drinking our Kangen water and, having all the good stuff, then you go and jump in the shower, you're actually absorbing it into your skin because your skin is the largest organ. So this is one of the little products. It's not very big. It just sits in the corner of my shower. And you can also have this in your bath as well. And it's like having a spa. So it removes the chlorine, but it also puts Japanese minerals back into the water. So therefore, it's helping people that have got skin problems, allergies, eczema, psoriasis, all of those things. So, yep, that's our next product. The one after this is the M-Guard. This is very new to us, but it cuts out all the EMF. So anything in your home that produces heat, like your hairdryer, your computers, your laptops, if you've got a Thermomix, your microwaves, TVs, all of that, anything that actually produces heat is setting off radiation. You turn this little machine on and it's reflecting all of that. So it's very portable. You can take it to work. So if you work in an office, you can have it sitting on your desk. I know people that have got electric cars and they have these inside their cars to protect them against the EMFs. And a lot of people are also saying that they're getting really good results and really good sleep by having these in their bedrooms at night. It's actually helping relax them and having a really decent sleep. So that's one of our other products. And then we've also got the turmeric. Turmeric is, everyone knows about turmeric. It's like a little bit of a craze at the moment, but turmeric has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's the root of the plant. It comes from the ginger plantation. So this is turmeric. It's yellow, and obviously it helps with inflammation. It's got so many health benefits. It's been recognized, by natural healers. And it also, for us, it comes in soap, tea, and capsules. And I was so fortunate that a few of us on here, actually, we went to Japan last year and we got to do a tour of the factory. We got to see how it was made. And it actually is very, very old, traditional Japanese company. As I said, it's a 50-year-old company. It's 51 next month. And they're so traditional. It's so cute. I just got to tell you quickly about the soap. So they believe, over in Mr. Oshiro, who owns the company, is 84, lives in Okinawa, and that's where we were, is the soap. So when they make it, it's full of the turmeric product. And the bar itself is rounded off on the edges. And he actually believes that instead of getting a machine to do it, he employs elderly ladies and men to actually sit there and physically round the soap corners off. It's just amazing. So, it's a very heartfelt company. And again, he's giving back to the community. He's done so much with the company, and we're very fortunate to actually see how everything was made, which was awesome. All right, so you're probably sitting there going, "Oh my God, okay, well, these are the products. Amber's done her thing. So what does this have to do with uncapped income?" So this is the part that I'm sure you're waiting for. This is where you're going to see how you can create cash flow. And if I could just share, just before I hand this over to Rosetta, a little bit about my cash flow story is I've been able to quit my job within 8 months of this business, which was nearly 7 years ago now. 2.5 years ago, I retired my husband, so he doesn't work. He just does his thing around the house. I've been able to travel extensively. I don't have to ask a boss if I can go on holidays. I don't have to. I bought a car with the money. I'm constantly traveling, and just honestly, the other day, I got $10,500 deposited account from through that I didn't even know were coming. So, I mean, this is what this business can do for you. And I'm a multiple six-figure income earner, yes, but I'm just the girl next door. I'm not anything different to you. I'm not anything special. I've just been consistent, and I had a vision, and I'm not stopping. I love this business. This is what I do. And the cash flow that I've been able to generate here has just been the most incredible thing that I've ever done. So I'm going to hand it over to the beautiful Rosetta. She's going to go through the compensation plan. This lady is on fire. She understands the business model. She loves money. We all love money. So please welcome Rosetta, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Oh my God, you make me laugh. There was one morning where we had a call with me, Denise and Amber, and I had some salmon on toast. And Denise made a joke. She's like, "Geez, Rose, eating salmon for breakfast goes to show you just have so much abundance and cash flow." Like, it's freaking salmon. Anyway, cost of living is happening, right? Who is actually excited to give me a hashtag cash flow if this is the part that you're so excited to look forward to, because if you had a fuckload of money, it's going to completely radically change your absolute life, where you don't have to look at the menu to see how much the price of your meal is before deciding, is it actually the money or is it what you're actually wanting? Maybe you don't need to look at the tag on an outfit because you're like, do I need it? Do I want it? Is it too expensive? Maybe a wait out on sale, right? We have all been here, by the way. We're not saying we're not like this. We have definitely had our seasons where cash flow has been capped and it has had us very stretched. And so I was asked by Amber to share a little bit about, what we've been able to bring in terms of cash flow. I'm like, you know what? I would love to share this openly. And also, everyone's results is going to be different. Okay. So my biggest month in this business so far has been $32,000 a month. Okay. Let me preface that. I used to do maybe 60 grand in my full-time position, full-time. So I did this in 1 month. So we're talking about collapsed timeframes, you guys. And so I'm going to share with you how it might seem really like big, but when you have a look at this, you're like, oh, that's all. And I really want to share onto you that it can be very, very, very simple. What this business has been able to help me do is, I'm not going to share how much it is because you probably won't believe me anyway. I put a lot of down deposit on my home, so I didn't have to borrow as much from the bank. I paid off my student loan. That was about 40 grand. I paid my car up front as well, same as Denise. I kind of forgot about that because it's been a little while now. But man, this business has been something more than just uncapped cash flow. The people that you meet that go on to change your life, the community, the abundance that comes through, honestly, Amber, Denise and I, we're not even financially connected. So that actually shares with you a very beautiful testament of what this actually is, because it's not like a competitive thing. It's like everyone is actually lifting each other up, unlike the traditional business where people are trying to tear themselves down so then they can go up to the next promotion. Okay. So in this space, everybody wins. And the way that you get paid is helping other people win. Give me a yes if you think that's a beautiful business model to be a part of. Okay. So let's get straight into this. I want to share the minimum that you can earn in this space with high ticket affiliate marketing with Enagic. Okay. So the commissions that you earn per K8 is $400 per point. Okay. And so I want to preface also, a lot of people borrow other people's belief of like, it's just the person at the top making all the money. Absolute BS. And I'm going to show you exactly why that's not the case. The way that this works is it's not MLM, it's the person that's closest to the sales that makes the amount of money. Can you think about this in your actual job right now? Like you're probably the person that does all the work, like you're the worker, and except your manager, your general manager, and then your CEO, your CFO makes way more than you, that they don't even get their hands dirty, right? That should piss you off, not this. Okay, so the minimum that you're going to earn is $400 per point with a K8. So the way that this works with, in very, very simple terms, when you're 1A, you need to make 1 to 2 units and you earn one piece of this pie. Okay. One piece of that pie is valued at $400 for a K8. When you make 3 to 10 sales, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, keeping it very simple, you're what we class as 2A. So you're doubling your commission. So who's good at math? 400 times 2 is 800 because you're making 2 pieces of the pie and you're earning that. And then the rest goes up to your sponsor. When you're coming in at 11 units, you're now promoted to 3A and you get 3 points of commission. You're earning $1,200 for every K8 you sell. 4A is 21 onwards. So as you know, it goes onwards and upwards. 4A means you're getting 4 pieces of the pie. 5A means you're getting 5. 6A means you're earning 6 points of the pie. You're already out earning your sponsor once you hit 5A. And I'm going to share with you how to even fast track this. 7A and 8A, there's no such thing as 7A and 8A, but the way that we're sharing with you on how to consume all points of commission, where you can literally cut out the person that invited you here, is what we call our fast track strategy. So guys, the minimum that you'll ever earn in this space is $400. That's someone's like 1 or 2 day full-time work. Okay. How many hours do you need to work to make $400 right now? Share it in the comments. Denise said, my biggest month in business has been 43K. How freaking wild. Amber said, I earned $28 an hour. My first sale was 800, which was my weekly wage. Lol. Ricky said 8 hours. Awesome. Now, in terms of getting started, it's $45 to $65 a week on finance. Okay. A lot of people that come through with our zero down options, which means you don't have to pay upfront for things. Think of a house, right? You're not going to save every single penny up until you get $800,000 and then pay your house upfront, right? So you get to finance this, and we can talk about that a little bit later as well. But you know, if you are in this room, and we've got quite a few on here right now, I have a feeling that you guys aren't here to just come in at the bare minimum. Am I right in saying this? Yes or no? You're coming here because you want an abundance of cash flow. You want to make it faster with the least amount of work, but also it needs to make sense for your bigger vision. Because if you're here to actually set yourself free, potentially you want to replace your full-time income, you want to buy a home, you want to be able to travel, you want to have to you don't want to have to look at your bank account to see if you can afford things, right? If that is you, put a comment in the comments saying yes. Okay, you can start absolutely on one product, and there's nothing wrong with that. My job role here is just to share with you our fast track strategy, because when people see this, it makes sense, right? And you'll see why in a sec. Now, the quad strategy is essentially investing into your own products. Denise beautifully shared with you the Inespa, the K8, the M Guard, and the Ukon. She did an amazing job at that. That is all you are actually investing into when you get started in this business, okay? All you have to freaking do is invest in your own products that get delivered to your door within like a week or two. And that's your buy-in. Your buy-in is your products. All right. And so you get this legacy business, absolutely incredible uncapped income as part of your own investment. Now, the reason why we love the quad strategy is, remember before I just told you, within 1 to 2 sales, you're going to earn 1A commissions. Within 3 to 10 sales, you're going to earn 2A commissions. You're doubling your income. Well, let me show you the quad. And this is why, to be honest, about 90% of people come through with a quad, because it makes the most amount of sense. So getting started with a quad, it's not really that much difference in terms of finance. It's $75 to $120 a week, depending on what kind of quad that you go for. And also we'll talk about finance things later on in today's training. But essentially, you're investing into 4 products, all 4 products, but you're only buying one product from the person that introduced you here, and you're going to sell yourself the other 3 products. So what that means is you are selling to yourself and making a commission from yourself. Give me a 1 if you're following. You are making your own commissions from your own investment. So for example, with a K8 quad where you get 2 K8s and a Nespra and an Ukon, you're earning $922 back from your own investment. Now, what I tend to do with people is say, you know what, hold on to that 922 and use that to pay back your loan. And so you're basically like 3 months ahead of the game. So can you tell me that in 3 months you can actually get yourself ahead and in position to not even have a buck out of your pocket? This is why we talk about the $0 down. So coming through with the quad strategy, you're basically like cutting out half of the commissions of just starting this way. You're basically skipping 1A and 2A, and you're starting as a 3A without even having to do 11 sales. You're starting to earn here by the way that we teach you how to stack your business. All right. So for example, in your very first sale, and we've seen this a lot of times, we've got thousands of testimonials of people that came in this way and duplicated this way. Because let's be honest, most people buy what you buy. All right. So what will happen here is if you get started on a quad, any 4 products, okay, any 4 products that you love, you get started, and within your first sale, if that same person comes through with a K8 quad also, you're earning $3,100, $3,153 in your very first bloody sale. Give me a yes if $3,100 is equivalent to almost your full-time income right now, working 40-something hour weeks, busting your ass, making your boss a shitload of cash flow, and you're kind of coming out with just enough to get you through the day to then go back to work the next day. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it's about double. There you go. It's about double. Holy moly. All right. $1,600 a fortnight. I got paid. Wow. There you go. Okay. So whilst we're sharing some big numbers here, I wanted to bring it back into what are you currently earning? Okay. So this might be like, oh, yeah, cool. That's cool. If you did one sale for a month, and trust me, there's billions of people in the world, even if you haven't even met them yet, and most of the time you won't, you're going to have people that are complete strangers that would join you more than people that you're thinking about. Who do I know? You don't even have to think about that right now. So you're going to start as a 3A. Within your first 2 sales, then you're going to bump yourself up to 4A and you're going to make $4,200. And eventually you're going to get to a point where you're earning all 8 points of commission. That's where me, Denise, Amber, and a stuff load of people are earning at this point right now. So $7,480 in one sale from a quad. Okay. This is why when you hear people say 10K months, 20K months, it's not that big, guys. Like, can you enroll two people in a month to make a 5-figure month? Yes or no? Yes, right? So this is the kind of difference between starting out, like, you know, I want to just tip my toe in and like come through with a K. It's fine however you want to come in. Again, I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm just giving you the numbers and the facts, and then you have a full educated decision on how you get started, right? You can absolutely come in on a K8 and then you might sell K8s. Your first sale will earn you $400, second sale will be $400. Then you're at 2A, you're going to be 800, 800, 800. So within 8 sales, you're going to make pretty decent coin, right? That's not shit money. No money's shit, by the way, but $5,600, that's pretty good. However, the reason why most people come onto these masterclasses is because they want to absolutely change their life. Give me a 1 in the comments if that's you. Okay, a K8 quad, meaning all 4 products that you're starting with the fast track way, your first sale is going to bring in $3,100. Your second sale is going to be $3,100. Then you're going to be at 2A in your 2A lane. So you're going to be at 4,204 in your third sale. Then you're going to have 5A commissions. You're going to make 5 grand, 5 grand, 6 grand, 6 grand, 6 grand. Within the same amount of sales, you can earn either $5,600 or you can earn almost $40,000 in 8 sales. What would you prefer? Genuine question. What would you prefer? 8 sales with quads or 8 sales with a K8? Maybe think about it to yourself, or feel free to write in the comments. So the way that works is your first 2 sales, you're going to be earning as a 3A. All right. So what that's going to do is going to bring you in $6,306. What are you guys going to do with $6,000 bucks, right? You're going to probably put it towards your finance. So you're still going to be, it's basically going to pay itself off, which means the business comes for free. The next sale is going to be at 4A, earning 4,200. So now within 3 sales, guys, 3 sales. I remember being in low ticket, 3 sales would have been about $150. Ask Denise, she did the same. So at this point, you're earning 4 pieces of the pie. Okay. You've earned $11,000 just in your third quad sale. And then your next 2 sales, you're going to be earning this much as a 5A. So within 5 sales, you've just made $21,000. You're already out earning the person that invited you here. And then it gets way better. Your next 8 sales, you're going to be earning as a 6A only 13 sales rather than 101 sales, guys. This is why we're talking about the quads and fast tracking and the quad strategy, because there is a strategy to this. Not many people in Enagic actually teach you this, but we've actually thought of ways how to put more money in your pocket, because then you're motivated, then you duplicate and we would pay that forward, right? So at this point, you're earning 6 points of all points that get paid out per product. You've just made 72 grand in 13 sales. Give me a 1 in the comments if that's pretty much like your yearly income. Maybe it's a little bit more, maybe it's a little bit less. Amber said, let that land. 5 sales equals 21K. Exactly. This is why most people, people saying way more. Okay, well, there you go. So, I mean, at this point, it kind of seems like a little bit of a no-brainer, because if you're saying it's way more or double and all these things, then what are we thinking about? All right. So the next thing that I want you to know is your next 12 sales, you're going to be earning 7 points of commission. And at this point, that's 25 quad sales. That's $159,942. 160K. Now, a lot of you probably know one of our mentors, Christy. She went ham with this. This lady, she is a Wonder Woman. We absolutely love her so much. You're going to be in proximity to this woman as well when you get started with our teams, any of our teams. And she basically did this, what was it, in the first 90 days. Okay. I'm not saying you're going to go do 160 grand in the next 90 days. I'm not even going to say that you're going to do it ever. You may not, you might not even get started today. All right. But what I'm saying is what is possible when you actually see the true potential of the wealth code. This is the cash flow quadrant that we're talking on the right side, where we're not just like doing overtime and working more and blah, blah, blah. Like, this is the potential of what is possible that we're sharing with you today. Who can get really excited about that? 25 sales, 159 grand. At this point, you've just made a full-time income online, all right? And then from here, then you're going to be earning $7,400 per sale moving forward from this point onwards. How absolutely ridiculous. When I saw this, I was like, there might be some of you that are like, oh, it sounds a bit too good to be true. Hello, I did too, of course. I mean, we don't see these numbers because we're trained to think of $30 an hour and we trade our time for money like that. But when you see abundance and flow and you see successful people, you don't see multimillionaires clocking into a 9 to 5. So success leaves clues, right? And so we don't need to be a Kardashian or a rock star or a pop star or anything like that. We get to be everyday bloody people. Every day. Who here feels like you're the everyday person? Like, what have I got to share? Yeah. Hello, that's literally everyone. But when you have a system that anyone can do, I'm telling you now, not everyone will. It's crazy. I don't know why. Okay. I'm telling you now, not everyone will join us in this business, even though we've just shared with them the life-changing thing that they've probably prayed for. And you're like, please, God, like, give me something. And it's landed in your lap. Some of you are probably going to leave this masterclass and join, and some of you are not. And some of you are going to come back 2 years later because you need to go back to your workplace or speak to your partner, and they're going to be like, oh, don't worry about that. We need to save all the money. And how's that going for you? All right. Like Amber said, we've been conditioned to have a limited mindset because we're limited by the government, our wages. Life is so different when you get to make the moves. Absolutely. And in a time where my mortgage went up so much, like the interest went up 12 times in 2023, I didn't account for that. So this is why cash flow needs to come through, even for the unnecessary things that are going to happen in the future when you need it the most. Okay. Don't wait for life-changing things to happen to then make a move. All right. I'm going to pass this over to maybe Denise to speak into, just because I need a bit of a water break. But I think she's the most powerful person to speak into this. So over to you, my love.
Thank you. This is incredible. And, this is one of the reasons that I actually joined the business is when I saw obviously all that money. And I love that we have so many different choices when we have money. And it's, we talk a lot about money, but honestly, we can't live without it, can we? We really need money. And so why not make, enough that we can share and that we can do lots of different things. So when I saw this and the legacy income potential, this is what really got me in because I'd never seen this before. And so, getting started in the business, we have what we call a legacy position, which is where that little circle's going round. But if, we've got over here the 6A position. So once you go 6A, the company, which is 101 sales. So that's not 101 people, that's 101 sales. So Rose has just broken that down for you. The company then give you a $4,000 bonus on top, and this is all in Australian dollars. You go down to the 6A2 level, which is where the three of us are, so Rose, Amber, and myself. And because we got another 6A leg, we actually also get that $4,000 bonus as well. So when I went 6A2, the company gave me a $12,000 bonus, which was pretty cool, I think, on top of because I had a lot of things happening in my business. And I think that was I had a $43,000 month when I went 6A, but when I went 6A2, I think I did it again. It was like 42, 44,000 or something like that. And then with my bonuses on top. So, I had $120,000 go through my business in sales. It's honestly, it blows my mind because I came from low ticket, guys. I came from a company that was paying me, $20, $50, $100 for selling products. And then all of a sudden I'm getting paid thousands. And like, even I say, if we have a $10,000 or a $20,000 month, I don't want that. I want a $50,000 month because, your vision and your dreams get bigger. So 6A2 and then Dash 2. So the three of us are actually going for Dash 2 really soon this year. And that is our goal. So then the company pay you 16,000. But the big one is this is it. So it's once you get to dashes, once you get to Dash 3, and that's why we've circled this is where the company are going to pay you residually for the rest of your life. So the company are going to pay you around $7,500 every single month, whether you build your business or not, whether you want to take some time out. I know we've just had a beautiful lady here in Australia, Jess. She's just gone 6A2-3, had $100,000 month and has literally taken a few months out of her business and just relaxed, been a mum, enjoyed, and she's just got this incredible life now that she knows that ongoing that she's going to have this money, but not only that, she can will it. So whether you may not have children, you can, if you're a crazy cat lady, you can will it to your cats or cat sanctuaries, or you can do whatever you want with this money. Honestly, you can leave it in a trust for your nieces, nephews, whatever it is you want to do with it. But, there's actually a few of us now here in Australia that are, well, I'm not one of them yet, but I will be, that are Dash 3, and also you get that $33,000 bonus. And, then it goes down. We've actually got Dash 4s here in Australia. We've got Dash 5s here in Australia. And then we've also got our upline in Canada is Dash 6. So the company paid him a $300,000 bonus, and he's, $30,000 a month for the rest of his life. And then this is the big one. So he's actually on this process of going to Dash 7, and then his sponsor, who is Romy, who is a little Filipino man. Sorry, Amber. Amber's got Filipino blood in her. But he's gorgeous. He's so humble, and he's 60. He's nearly 70. He joined the business when he was 50. So I always kind of, look at his story. And he's about to go Dash 8. He's going to be the first Dash 8 in the company of Enagic. And the company are going to pay him a $1.2 million bonus. $1 million bonus. I was actually fortunate to I interviewed Romy, and he was telling me that he just has so much money. He gives back. He's built churches in the Philippines. I think he's built like 11 churches in the Philippines. He's built houses for all of his family. He's put all his nieces and nephews through university. And he was telling me, he said, he's got a house in New York and a house in Florida, and he was in his house in Florida, and he wants to buy a pontoon. So he went into the shop and he said, I want that pontoon. And he goes, it was $80,000, but I just bought it anyway, and I'm like, this is crazy. Imagine what we can do with this. So this is obviously, this is our the legacy income, and this is why we get started here, is so we can will this to our family, so we can build something strong. And again, it's the foundations. It's building the foundations so we can have this within our life and do with whatever we want with it, you know? So yeah, that's why I love the legacy income.
I love it. Oh my God, you just fire me up so much. It's so, like, honestly, guys, this is what uncapped cash flow does. Denise was talking about Romy. He is an absolute legend. He's the one that's about to come over here. But honestly, he doesn't need more money, right? This is an overabundance of cash flow. Like, what do you feel like life could feel like, and the relieved stress knowing that you don't have to worry about money and you're set and your grandkids are set and their grandkids are set for like the next bloody 8 generations, right? How would you feel? How would you operate? What choices would you make? How would you operate in your life? I want to also share that Rami also went to the Philippines. He went to Manila, and he was sharing about this, and I love his story. He said he went to different universities, and they said, and he goes, "Can you please?" I don't know if anyone really knows this, and this is probably insight to Denise's, but oh, Denise knows. So he literally would go to different universities and would say, "Can you give me a list of the people that were enrolled into this school but couldn't afford it?" And they gave him a list. And you know what? He paid, I think it's about $20,000 or $30,000 per child. He just paid people's tuition. He just paid people's tuition so they can live in abundance of what they really love. He's also very religious as well. His brother, he said, you know what? Go preach, go, you know, spread the word of God, do whatever is your passion, your light. And don't worry, I've got you. I've got cash flow for it. So it's not even about us. This decision, when we come through this business, we're like, what do I want? What does my dream? Like, it's not about you having more cocktails on a freaking beach. Go do that in Bali. You can probably do that right now anyway with your current cash flow. We're talking about an overabundance of cash flow that not just you benefit, who else gets to benefit? Maybe you've got kids, maybe you've got a partner, maybe you got your parents are still alive or your grandparents are still alive. I don't have grandparents are still alive, but they supported the next generation with homes. Like my grandma, like, you know, gave my mom her land, so they helped, right? But in this generation, if you can't even help yourself, how the hell are you going to bloody help the next generation? If someone's saying, hey, can you give me $5 and you don't have $5, how the fuck can you help someone? Sorry, but like that's the truth. And that's the world that we're living in. This is why this conversation is big. It is big. It is bold. People are not talking about it, but people are suffering. People go through suicide over this stuff. People feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And we're sharing with you that absolute light that anyone can do, providing that you're coachable, willing, hungry, driven, and committed, right? Not everyone's going to do anything, but some people on this call actually will. Yes, Christina said it, bigger than myself. That's who you do it for. So we really need to move out of our own ways in this space and forget all the things like, oh, what would people think? Like, trust me, I blocked everyone I knew because I was worried about my parents. What would they think? My auntie, what? I blocked everyone that I cared about so I can actually build this business to a point where I created some success, and then I started unblocking people. So do whatever the hell you need to do to move through your own way. All right. And so how do you actually make sales? This is as simple as it gets, guys. I really don't want this to be overcomplicated because it really is not. How do you make sales? How did you find this today? Okay. You found someone's content on social media. Yes or yes? Give me a yes in the comments. Like you found either a post or a live or a story or a carousel or an interview. You found something, maybe it wasn't even an ad. Okay. You found something somewhere in the ether. You found something, you clicked on it, you clicked the link, you commented freedom, you commented link, you've clicked a poll, whatever it was. Someone put something out on social media, and that's how you found this. God bless them. They've just given you a lifeline. You may know it, or you may not even know it yet. All right. What happened then? You came into it you were invited to a free masterclass just like this one. You are literally in stage 2 right now. You're invited to a masterclass to learn how this all works. From here, you're going to have an invitation, okay, to book in a one-on-one strategy call. When I first started 6 years ago, to this date, it's my 6-year anniversary, go me. I jumped on a call and I paid 99 USD for this call. All right. That was $160 Australian, and I paid it. I'm like, I don't give a shit how much it is. Tell me how to change my life. Right now, we're giving you a strategy, one-on-one call strategy for free for the hungry people that are looking for change and want it now. If that is you, comment ready. Okay, we still got a few more slides to go, but comment ready if you know that you're ready to change your life, and like you'd be so silly not to. Okay. The next thing is you're going to get supported in investing in your own products. All right. We're going to share with you if it's a K8 for you, amazing. If it's a quad for you, incredible. Okay. However you come in, it's your choice. We're not here to say come in and only with a quad. I mean, would love that for you. And obviously it makes sense, right? But also you might not be in a position to get a quad, right? I mean, to be honest, there's some people that sold their family cars to come through with a quad and they've made that back tenfold. That may not be your story. You might want to come in a bit smaller. Okay. You can come in on however many products you want. You might want the K8 and the Nespa. You might want all 4 products. You might want 5 products because you want to hire out a K8. That's what me and my partner personally do. And that pretty much is another form of income as well. And then after that, you're going to be supported, fully supported in launching your business. If you're in the team and you've seen the onboarding and you see how much support you get in terms of calls, mentorship, chats, all the things, you are absolutely supported. Okay. We're going to go on to help you to launch your business. So that is pretty much it. All your job role really is to invite people on your own social media. Don't worry, we help you learn how to create content online. You're going to simply invite them into a masterclass that you're not even doing. Like you're leveraging your sponsors, like people like me, Denise, Amber, or whoever is your sponsor in this space, right? You're going to be booking in a call with someone that is going to literally support you and help you through any questions. You'll invest in your products and launch your business. Give me a yes if you feel like that's pretty simple. So it doesn't need to be complicated. That is all we do. All right. So I'm going to pass it over to Amber to really share what's possible here and also value stack on what you're actually getting just for getting started.
Amazing. How incredible has this masterclass been, you guys? Like, this is not the typical masterclass that you guys may have watched in the past or see people do. We wanted to bring you guys value. We wanted your thinking to expand so much more than where you currently are, and then give you the solution. This is why you can hear me, Denise, and Rosetta get so excited about this, because we personally know how it's impacted our lives. And then when people have said yes to working with us and working with this amazing opportunity, there is nothing more rewarding than knowing that we contributed to that because we showed them an opportunity. And I know that is probably the most proudest thing that you could do. So right now, you guys might be in survival mode. Right now, you might just be wanting to clear the bills, pay the debts, whatever it is. But when you start earning, your thinking will get so much more bigger and abundant. And that's where you get to play the game of wealth and the cash flow that comes in, and start thinking about who you could impact, like Rosetta said. So I really want this to land with you guys. When you get started, you get access to launch your business course that's going to support you guys, especially in your first 30 days of starting this business, support you guys in just understanding what you need to do, get really specific and clear. It's also going to allow you guys to get access to an entire suite of foundational courses. This is worth $20,000, guys, and you guys get it at such a cheap price. You get 8 live weekly training calls per month with some of the most successful leaders in this space, learning their tricks, their tips on what works for them, and it allows you guys to apply it yourself. And you're also going to get continued support and chat group access. So for some of you who might have thought, will I be able to have access to Rosetta, Amber, or Denise? Absolutely you will, which is incredible, and also our amazing community. So you're never alone. You're going to get a lifetime mentorship with 6 to 7 figure earners. Drop a 1 if that excites you to be able to learn from 6 to 7 figure earners and learn what they do, and you simply apply it yourself. Yes, amazing. You're going to get systems that have generated millions of dollars in sales. I've generated over $1.5 million in sales from the things that I have learned from these simple things that I've just shared with you guys so far. Now, also, you're going to get a quarterly mastermind, which honestly, this is where we bring some of the top people in our industry, some of the most successful coaches, and we get them together in one day and you get to hear from them. It's a free conference. I used to pay like lots of money to go to these per day, and you get this included at $4,995. You also get the global community, and that is priceless, right? That you want to be surrounded by like-minded people. You get access to your products. So you can start with the K8, Anespa, MGuard, Ukon, all those products that we've discussed today, as little as $7,000 to $22,000, which is a total value in your house in your life of $64,569. But what you actually get and what you actually would only have to invest is just in your own products. Simply purchase your own products. And like Rosetta mentioned before, you can do that with a getting started $0 down. So this is where it gets exciting, because for most of you right now, you've come here because you want to play all out, you want to change your life. And right now you might not be in the exact position to do that. You might think you're not. And this is why I love this option. So you can get started with $0 down. You can leverage other people's money. This is part of being on that right side of the cash flow quadrant, leveraging other people's money. You can use your cash back to cover your repayments, like Rosetta said, up to 3 months. And on our call, we will guide you with the best option based on your current situation. There is a lot more different options as well based on your personal circumstances, but we'll go over that with you guys on the call. So I wanted to share this quick video with you with one of our brokers that really support you guys with your finance options.
Maybe it's not going to load. We'll show you after. We'll just keep pushing on. Let's go, Denise.
Okay, I was waiting for the Shannon video.
Same, it wasn't loading. My bad. Guys, you don't have to be professional to guide a masterclass.
You don't have to be professional, but honestly, I actually work with Shannon and I work with him very closely. He is the broker that I chose to work with. He is also part of an AGIC, so he totally understands why you're coming into the business, why you're looking to borrow money, what you're looking for. And they deal with 40 different lenders around Australia. So he is amazing. He bends over backwards to actually help all of our beautiful people get finance. And even if you could be a little bit struggling, or you may have missed a payment on something, there's always around it. And Shannon is definitely, and Sam is his partner. They're actually really good to deal with. So I love it. So what is your next step here? Is obviously it's booking a one-on-one call within the next 24 to 48 hours with the person that actually invited you to this call or this Zoom. So yeah, it's booking in a call and letting them know that you're ready to take that next step. Step 2 is getting started, of course, is please have everyone that is, in charge of making the decisions on the call. So if you have a partner and they have questions, please have them on the call with you, because it just cuts the noise down, it cuts the time down, and they can ask questions as well, which is really important. That if you're not the one that I make the decisions in my house, but if you've got a partner that really wants to have these questions answered, then of course have them with you. And then obviously step 3 is launching your business, and start learning everything you need to learn through our step-by-step training to support you with launching your business. And it's honestly not that hard. I had no clue what I was doing in the very beginning. I only had 400 friends on Facebook. I didn't understand social media. When someone said to me, monetize your social media, I had no idea what that meant. So I'm here to tell you, if I can do this business and make it work, so can you. Okay, so please don't let that stop you. So yeah, they're your 3 steps. Get back to the person who invited you. Okay.
Exactly. I love it so much. So, I mean, you guys do have an option. We're not saying, hey, let's get your hand in marriage. You have 2 options. You can do
Yeah.
absolutely nothing and know that your tomorrow will look exactly like today. And give me a 1 in the comments if you can relate to this. Okay. This is what we call the rat race, the 9 to 5 grind, what everyone pretty much gets suckered into, because this is how you do it. That's life. What can you do? It's just how it is. Okay. Until you met us and you saw this system. Okay. So give us a 1 if you can relate to having a job. you have your salary, your hard-earned money, you have some bills, you pay off some responsibilities, you have a bit of lifestyle instant gratification. You might go on a holiday maybe, you know, once a year when you have the 3 weeks off that you get from your job. Then you come back and you have no savings and you go into a loan or a debt, and then you go back to work to then pay to get some income to pay the bills, have a little lifestyle, no savings, debt, and have your job again. And this is what people do for bloody 50 years. All right. This is what they have a look right now. People in your life that are currently in this system, we call it the matrix, who's in this system that's actually winning, that can genuinely hand on heart say, I'm living my best bloody life. All right. I did this for about, what was it, 15 years. I did this and I had multiple jobs and I picked up more jobs, and then I did freelance work and I worked 7 days a week. Like, we're taught to work hard. And to be honest, you should work hard, but work hard for your own wealth. Okay. Work hard. If you're going to smash your ass and like leave your kids at daycare and like sit in traffic or sit in commute for half an hour, like look at what you're currently doing to earn income, right? A lot of people say, oh, people just want to make money. No shit. Like, that's what a business is. You need to make money. Otherwise you got a hobby, right? But you also don't go to your work and say to your boss, listen, don't worry, I'll just do it out of love. Like, of course we're here for cash flow, right? Who is not here for cash flow? So we can either go back to what we're already doing, or option two, you get to choose to get started and create a new plan and get you on a right path to legacy for you and your family. So to be honest, you guys, like for some of you, I know that you're not going to join us in business. For some of you, I know that we might have just had this hour and a bit with you for free. And if this is the end of the road for you, I want you to think about what your life could look like, because I know that you don't come onto these calls. I'm going to stop sharing. I want to just see your beautiful faces. All right. I know for a fact, because I was on the other side of this screen once upon a time, I know life on the other side of this call is not the same. You don't leave a call like this the same way as you walked in. So I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer in the comments, okay? Are you someone that identifies as being a black sheep? You're a dreamer. You're someone that questions everything that everyone says is normal. Like, is that you? Is that you right now? Give me a yes if you feel in your heart of hearts and in your soul, like you're here for way more than what you're currently doing. Most definitely, always. Yes, yes. Okay. Yes, literally everyone. If you're here, I mean, of course, right? Why else would you still be here after like over an hour? Okay. And who here can honestly tell me that your current results are absolutely mind-blowingly insane and you're living your absolute best life? Look me in the eye or look at yourself in the mirror. Can you honestly say that you are living in full alignment and purpose, living your best life? Yes or no? And this is a safe space. We're not screenshotting anything here, right? No, not yet. Okay. So can we see that we can identify someone that is higher level and wants all these things? But okay, here's some honesty. Not yet, not yet. On my way, not yet. No. Okay. Why am I asking you this? Because I want to go here. There is a time in my life where I knew I wasn't like everyone else around me. I knew. But I also didn't have the results to say otherwise, which is where we're at right now, okay? So anyone can say that they're all in, they're different, they're the black sheep, they're the dreamer, they're like different to anyone else. And anyone can actually say what you are, okay? And you can say that you'll do anything until you'll do whatever it takes until you get your dream life. But some real talk, and I hope this like sparks something in you, okay? Unless you're actually doing something that actually gets you in alignment to the life that you say that you want, then you're not actually any different. Okay. I believe you when you say you desire your best life, you're the black sheep, you're the dreamer, you go big, you want more, you want all these things. And I also know that on a day-to-day basis, you're playing small and you're doubting your potential. And I also want you to know you have already what it takes right now. Okay, put a yes in the comments right now if you can actually see an opportunity for yourself in what we shared today. Put a yes in the comments if you're like, I can do that. I can create some content. I can have a conversation, guide people to a free masterclass. I can do that. Who can absolutely, okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay, here we are. So you knew that you took that leap of faith. And if you knew that you got into proximity of high level people that have this expanded knowledge and experience, we've been here for a long time. Okay. This literally my 6 years in this business. And we have a simple step-by-step training where we've cut out all the unnecessary and brought in all the potent You believe, hand on heart, you can absolutely do this. Yes? Okay, so yes, 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 yes. It doesn't need to make sense. And trust me, no one knows what they're doing when they get started. To be honest, we half the time don't even know what the freak we're doing. It took us about 2 hours to put the slides together because we're like, there's so many things, right? But you get to figure it out. Give me a one in the comments if you're excited, not for Groundhog's Day, same shit, different day, that kind of boring conversation. It's old, like it's useless and it gets you nowhere and it keeps you stuck, right? Who knows that you love a good challenge? You love to learn new things. You're coachable, right? You know that you'll figure it out as we go. There's something that one of our mentors said, and he goes, everything is figure outable. Do we agree? Do we agree that everything is figure outable? We'll get it. Even if it doesn't make sense right now, we're willing to go there. Now, I want to share with you guys, I built this business, my multi-six-figure business, while I was living in my childhood home with my mom and my siblings. There was a lot of noise, a lot of, beliefs poured onto me, like, oh, how embarrassing. Cool. And you're not my ideal person to work with, okay? Mind you, they're all in the business now. They've all got a distributor ID. All I had, you guys, was a phone, my laptop. That's all I needed. And this delusional faith. Let's speak about this delusional faith. You get to be someone that gets to create this massive, absolute fuck off impact where you won't even know yourself. You will transform in ways that you haven't even met yourself yet, but you know it's in her, you know it's in him, okay? I remained coachable. I implemented everything I learned, and this is how I was able to buy my home, travel the world, pay my debts, and help people like you guys do the same. So my next question is, do you consider yourself coachable? Yes or no? Would you say you are coachable? I'd love to know. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So there's no reason why you can't do this, right? You know you have a fire in your soul. You know that you're here to play a bigger game, and you get to trust those nudges and remember what you're actually saying right now. Yes. So this is your life, okay? Like you want to feel free, you want to feel alive, you want to feel connected, you want to feel on purpose, you want to have a life without limits, and you know this, right? Then if you know this, it is time to make your next obvious move. So ask yourself, what is my next obvious step? And if you're like, I don't know, if you knew the answer, what would the answer be? Because if you don't, let me tell you, you'd stay where you are. You'll be frustrated because you're not matching the standard that you know you're meant to play at. And you know that you need to take that power back. And whilst money doesn't solve all problems, it does, in fact, relieve a lot of stress. Like, do you guys agree? If you had an abundance of cash flow, do you feel like you could solve a lot of problems and a lot of arguments in your household or anything like that? Do you feel that way? I always say, like, do things right now that your future self will thank you for. And so now to close out, you're actually in a position where you get to decide what you want to do from here. Do you rise and do you bring that fire back, or do you go back to what you're currently doing? Like, what do you choose to do from here? And this might even be the moment where you say, fuck it, let's do it. Okay. Or this might be the moment where you're like, okay, thank you for the info. I'll come back when I'm ready. And truthfully, no one's ever ready. Okay. So who is actually here to play a bigger game? Comment the word ready. Who is ready for uncapped cash flow? Who is actually going to make moves required to bring your dream life to life? Comment ready if you're actually willing to take the leap, because from here, your next step is to book in that free call, that strategy call, and we're going to help you, support you, and change your life. All right. So if you are one of these beautiful people on the screen right now that said, I'm seeing a lot of readies, I would love for your next step to be to reach out to the person that invited you here and let them know, hey, I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to book my call. It's up to you to reach out to that person that invited you here to absolutely change your life. And if this is the last time that we see you, I really wish you well. And maybe you'll be back in a couple of years. Maybe you need to go slog it out for another few years in your job until you get made redundant or something drastic happens. Maybe we'll see you in the future. But if you know that you are here for more and you don't want to waste any more time because you know time is limited, then we're excited to jump on a call with you. So with that being said, guys, for staying here all the way till the end, we do have a free gift for you, and it is a beautiful book. Actually, I might share it. I might guide it to Amber. She'll share because this is one of her favorite books.
Thank you, guys. Celebrating you all for being here till the end. Now, we really wanted to give you guys value and gift you with this incredible book. It's called You're a Badass at Making Money. This is a life-changing book. It's simple to digest. For someone who is not a reader, who thought everyone who reads are geeks, because that was my own limiting beliefs that I couldn't read. you can get this on audio, but you can also get this today in a free PDF. We're going to gift it to you guys when you guys jump on. You just need to drop your, is it your email, Rose, that we would do, or do we give it to them on the call, or?
So if everyone just comments the word ebook on, if you're catching this live, comment the word ebook and we'll send it to you, or reach out to Amber, Denise, or I, or whoever invited you here, and we'll just send it to you via messenger or email. We'll figure it out. Like I said, everything's figure outable. We'll figure out how to get it to you, but probably by email.
Yeah, perfect. And this book, guys, if anything, this book will give you such foundational values and things that you can implement straight away into your life that's going to help you guys better your cash flow. If you guys, as Rose has mentioned, if you guys are the identity of who she just spoke into, this book here is something that you must get. Even if you don't get it free from us, you can buy it on the internet. It is called You're a Badass at Making Money. I know for me, it changed my life, the way that I look at money. It empowered me to actually, that was what supported me in my journey of saving $100,000 towards my dream home as well, just from what Jen Chinchero shared. So our free gift to you. Thank you guys so much. We're excited for you all to reach out and book your calls.
Amazing. Bye, team.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.